Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Om Munitrayam Namaskaratya Tadukti Paribhavya Cha Vayyakarana Siddhanta Komudiyam Virachyate A I Un Rul Ruk E Ong I Auj Hayavarat Ran Nyamangananam Jabhai Ghadhash Jabagadash Khafachatatha Chatatau Kapai Shak Sar Hal iti maheshwarani sutrani. So we were seeing the sutra Sudhi Upasya in that in the IkoYanachi Sutra. We were seeing Sudhu plus Yakara plus Upasya, Sudhu plus E plus Upasya. Then E became IkoYanachi Yakara. There was this discussion, a very interesting discussion which he started. Now see, since N means the Ya, Va, La, Ra. Why am I changing the rules? Ya, Va, La, they have a Savarna. Refa does not have Savarna. Ya, Va, La. For Refa there is no Ra. So we have Ya, Ya, Ba, Ba, La, La. So 6 plus Ra, 7. N has 7. Whereas Ik, when we said, we also saw the paribhasha pratyahareshu tad vachyavachyeshu lakshana. In pratyahara, all the other, when you say pratyahara ik, when you say E of a pratyahara, that E in the pratyahara means all the characters under the branch of E, meaning the short, long, elongated, the anunasika, anunasika, udata, anudata, surita, everything comes under it. You understand? So, because of that, E will have 18, U will have 18, then R will have 18, and R will have 12, not 18. 12, because they don't have dirgha. There's no R, there's only R. Okay, for whatever reason. Now, the issue is, we have 66 in number. In this side, you have for Ik, we have 66. For N, we have only 7. So, how can you bring in this Yatha Sankhya Sutra to equate it respectively? Because to say respectively, you have to have equal numbers, Yatha Sankhya. And we don't have equal numbers here. So, your Yatha Sankhya Sutra is not applicable, because why I am saying all this is because you brought in to establish your point Bhashya. Bhashya is also wrong. I don't care whether it's written by Bhashya, Mahabhashya, or whatever Bhashya, I don't care. It is wrong. Yatha Sankhya Sutra cannot be applied because there is an issue here. If that is what you say, then we say iti chetna. Don't say that. Why? Iktva Yantvadina Anugati Kritanam Samatvat. Iktva Yantva, the Anugati of Iktva Yantva is same, meaning 4. I don't understand. I gave the example: my cow, my white cow, your black cow, and his broken legs cow. All of them have one thing in common, which is cowness. So in the same way, whether it is short, long, or elongated, whatever kind of E, it has ikness. Iktva means ikness. All the type of E has E-ness, all the type of U has U-ness, all the type of R has R-ness, and all the type of R has R-ness. Same, all the type of Ya, both have Ya-ness, Va-ness, La-ness, and Ra. There's no Ra-ness, there is only one Ra. So, there is equivalent number 4 and 4, therefore there is no confusion here. Yatha Sankhya Sutra can be applied here. Now, again I have another route. What is this now? ऋळ् प्रत्येकं त्रिंशत् उपस्थितौ ऋवर्णानां रेफादस्यस्य ऋवर्णानां लादेशस्य च प्रसङ्गः इति न यथासङ्ख्यसूत्रेण निर्वाह इति चेत् again I don't think you can bring in यथासङ्ख्यसूत्र because when I say you said you, it is all because of you. Why? You said varnayoho mithasavarnyam vachyam. You brought in this vartika and said varnayo mithasavarnyam vachyam. Meaning r and r should be understood as homogeneous. So because of this homogeneity, r and r, since they are homogeneous, there is homogeneity. In the place of r, what will come? For r, iksthane n syat. For r, refa will come. For r, lakara will come. Why should it be so? Because they are homogeneous. So for r, lakara can come. For r, refa can come. Why not? Because they are homogeneous, interchangeable. So Yatha Sankhya Sutra cannot be applied here. Because Yatha Sankhya is 1:1. Now for Ru and Ru, there is no 1:1. There is cross changing possibilities here. Cross transformation is possible here. So iti ched shrunu. Listen. Your question is little smarter this time, but still wait. Listen to me. ऋत्व अवच्छिन्नस्य रेफः भवति लृत्व अवच्छिन्नस्य लकारो भवति इति यथासंख्यं सूत्रं गृह्यते. See, still we will have to bring in yatha sankhya. We can bring in yatha sankhya. There is no issue because ritva avachinna. This is the language used by the neo-logicians. I told you, neo-logicians. They use this language. Ritva avachinna, that which is associated. Avachinna means association. That which is associated with ritva, runas, will have refa. That which is associated with runas will have a lakara. There is no confusion here. Therefore, yatha sankhya will come here. But I brought in a beautiful question. Ru and Ru are homogeneous. Wait, I will come to that. Ritva jatischa nal Ru varneshu, Ritva jatischa na Ru varneshu. The runas cannot be there in the r characters, and the runas cannot be there in the r characters. Therefore, your question is negated. Ruvarnayoho savarnya vidhi balatu. But you said, you only told me that they are homogeneous. Okay, I told you. Wait. Iti savarnya vidhi balatu rutvam rukare cha aropyati karyartham. Aropyati. We just superimpose for the sake of some functionality that runus is homogeneous with runus and runus is homogeneous with runus, but in reality we don't accept it completely. That is why he says evam cha vastavam rutvam cha adaya atra yatha sankhya pravritir vidhi nirbadha iti astam tavat. Therefore, simply for the sake of some functionality, we accepted R and R to be homogeneous. But in reality, R is Runus, that which has Runus. R is that which has Runus. There is no compatibility here. There is no confusion here. Therefore, we rest the case. Astam tavat. We rest the case. There is no further discussion here. Astam tavat. Let it be so. Fine. Finish. We are not discussing about it anymore. If you don't understand, I'm sorry. Turn to the next sutra. Su dhakara yakara iti sthite. Now this is the situation. Sudh, E, sudhi plus upasya, E plus upasya, E plus u, IkoYanachi, E is transformed into yakara. Sudh yakara upasya. That is the situation. In this situation, dhakarasya dvitvam वक्ष्यमाणेन अन्वयः येन सूत्रेण इत्यतः. So dhakarasya duttam, the dhakara gets ditva. The Vakshyamane Anvaya, we are connecting it with the sutra which we are going to say later. In the next sutra. What is that sutra? If you have that doubt, he says the next beautiful sutra, Anachicha, 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 not Anachi, Anachi. Anachicha, Anachicha, two pada sutra, Anachi, one pada, cha, another pada, Anachi. Achi, na iti, Anachi. Achi, na. So, Achi is a Saptami, Anachi is also Saptami, therefore. Cha is avyaya, two pada, simple. Anachi, cha. When anach follows also. That is the sutra's idea. But what happens? We are not clear from that. So we go to the vritti. Achaha parasya yaro dvevastaha natu achi. When followed by ach, the yar will may become vastaha, may become dve, double. The yar may be doubled when followed by ach, when preceded by ach, the yar may be doubled, but not when ach follows. Not when ach follows. Okay? Iti dhakarasya dvittam. This is a very beautiful sutra. We have some interesting information in the sutra. So, sutra said anachicha. Anachicha, that is the two words. That are the two words. But where are these words from? Achaha parasya yaro dve va. Where are these from? So he says, yaro anunasiko va ityatah yarah iti shashtyantam va iti cha anurvattate. Va avyaya and yarah, the sixth case, they come. Where? From the sutra, yaro anunasiko va. From the sutra, yarah and va are carried forward. Okay, this is one. First sutra. Achoraha bhyam dve ityatah achaha iti panchamyantam dve iti cha anuvartate. Achoraha bhyam dve, in this ach, this fifth case, and dve, this first case is carried forward. Okay, now na ach anach. So what do we have? Yaraha dve ba achaha. Yaraha achaha yaraha dve ba. Achaha yaraha dve ba. Achaha fifth case, yaraha sixth case, dve first case, va avyaya. So followed when ach, when for preceded by ach, yar gets dve vikalpena va. Okay. Now when followed by something, if there is there something which needs to be which the year should be followed by, should some character be there after year? I don't know. We'll see. Na ach iti anach. Simple tatpurusha samasa, 9 tatpurusha samasa, na ach iti anach. But that is not so simple. There is an interesting thing here. Tasmin anachi iti na paryudasa. In that anach, in this way, there is no paryudasa. Paryudasa. Paryudasa means it is not like some Shri Dasa, etc. All these Dasa Parampara, we are not talking about Dasa Parampara. There's Paryudasa. This is a beautiful word. I spoke about this earlier also. We'll see it later. And I explained it once. Now we are going to explain it again. Paryudasa. Na Paryudasa. It is not Paryudasa. Then what? Tatasati. Why it is not Paryudasa? Tatasati. Nai vayuktam anya sadrushe tatha hi arthagatihi iti nyayena aj bihi aj binne hali ityartha syat. Nai vayuktam nai va uktam anya sadrushe tatha arthagatihi. When you add a nai samasa, then it refers to anya sadrusha, similar to something else. If you negate it, it will refer to something else. That will be the meaning. Meaning, if it is not ach, then it is something other than ach. Similar to ach. Something other than ach, but similar to ach. Because I have to add that similar to. Otherwise, there is something other than ach means cow, goat, etc. No, that cannot be possible. Why? We are talking about Shabda Shastra. So, something other than ach means other varna character than ach means it can be hal. It will be hal. It can only be hal. Meaning, if it is something different from a vowel, it should be a consonant because it should be similar to. What is the similarity between ach and hal? What is the similarity between the vowel and consonant? Both are characters, alphabets. So, a similar alphabet to the vowel is consonants. So, it should be consonants. So, what? What is your problem now? So, he says, Tathasati, if you accept it so, if you accept it as Paryudasa, this is the issue. Tathasati, Laghava Thalityeva Vadet. Since there is a simplicity, the simpler rule should be, it should have been said as hal. I don't understand. Hali iti vadet. I don't understand. Let us slow down. Let us understand this. There are two types of usage of negation. One is a paryudasa. The other is a pratishedha. One is a paryudasa. The other is a pratishedha. What is the difference? The difference is, I don't know how you can put it in English, but let me try. The difference is, if the negation is with respect to the declension, of course, it will always be with reference to declension. I'll rephrase it. If the negation is with reference to the nominal declension, you get it? If the negation is with respect to the nominal declension, it is a paryudasa. If the negation is rephrased to mean the verbal declension, then it is pratishedha. When the negation is associated with the verb, it is pratishedha. When the negation is associated with the noun, it is a paryudasa. That is the difference. If you say na ach, anach, not ach, if you directly accept it as not a vowel, then it is a directly associated with the vowel, the noun. Therefore, it becomes pratishedha. Not a vowel means something which is similar to a vowel. It's not vowel, but it's something similar to a vowel, which is a consonant. Okay? Now, anachi, if it is anachi, anachi, 3 characters. If anachi means it is not a vowel, which means it is a consonant, means hal, hali, hali. Instead of anachi, I should say hali. 2 characters. 1 character I can say. Eka matra. Ardhamatra. Laghavena putrotsvam nanyante vayyakaranaha. We saw this rule. Even a half character, if he is able to save in creating the sutra, he will enjoy it as a male child born to him. That is something which is accepted to be very a pride thing. Now, today it was in the news. A fellow who is father of 4 female kids. He kidnapped a newborn baby boy, because he does not have a male child. It happened today. So the idea is, it's a matter of pride. This is a different pride. Okay. Now, here, When you have to say anachi, I can easily say hali. Why will I waste my one character there? So it is not paryudasa. So achi nastaha. That is why he says achi na bhavati iti pratishedha. Atah achi na bhavat. Okay, wait. तथा अर्थगति तथा सति ओके तदेव रामात् इत्यादि अवसानेषु च द्वित्वं न स्यात्. When you accept, if you accept it to be paryadasa like that, then in ramat jalam jashonte we used, but there should be other possibility also. Ramat, there is two takara. Ramat. Why? Because there is this application possible. That will not happen. So to avoid that, iti atah achi na bhavati iti asamartha samasam ashritya pratisheda param vakyantram. Therefore, we accept this different kind of samasa, asamartha samasa, where it is not directly linked to the word meaning. Meaning you take a noun and add the negation to that noun and accept it to be a pratishedha. Like anachi does not mean na achi, but anachi means achi na bhavati iti. Na bhavati, with the bhavati verb, I am adding the na, not with the noun. Okay, achi na bhavati. So what is the advantage? तदाह आचः परस्य इत्यादिना इति धकारस्य इति. That is what is said in the मूला. आचि परस्य इति धकारस्य इति. अनेन सूत्रेण धकारस्य द्वित्वकार द्विउच्चारणम् इत्यर्थः. See is यरे यरः द्वे वास्तः इति धकारस्य द्वित्वं. द्वित्वं means doubling. What does doubling mean? In the world of crime, doubling means you give one, they will give you two. Normally, that is a fraud note. It is not a original note. It's a counterfeit. They'll just give you counterfeit notes. So you give the original $1, $1, €1 or €1. They'll give you €1, $1 or ₹1, but that will not be original. There will be two €1, $1 or $2 or ₹2. That will not be original. That is doubling in the world. For one original, getting two duplicates is doubling in the world of crime. But here, it is not so. You have to understand this. That is why I am telling this story. Why I am using these stories? Because you have to remember this. You have to understand this. Here, doubling is because you are listening to it in the videos, you are listening to in the audio, whatever it is, you understand some technology. in computers, I'm not talking about the programs like this today. In computers, simple typing, you do copy paste. How do you do? Control C, Control V. What do you have? What will happen? Only one paste will be happening. Whatever copied will be pasted over again. So Control V, doubling. Okay. Control C, I copied. Control V, I am pasting it again and again twice. So I have, instead of one character, I have two characters. Okay. I copied Control V. Okay. I understood this. Now, next question is, so I pasted Control V once, Control V twice. Which is the original character? The first one I copied is the original character. The second one is duplicate. No. The first one is duplicate. The second one is original. There is no original duplicate here. Both are originals. They are copy of originals. Therefore, they are originals. So, when you say dhakara, both are equivalent. Both have equivalent respect. They are both treated as originals, not duplicates. Nothing is accepted as duplicate. Okay. So, Dvirucharanam. When we say Dvirucharanam, you have to pronounce it twice. Dhakara, dhakara means you have to write it also twice. Akarasya ukaradachah paratvat ach parakatva abhavacha iti bhava. How did you dhakarasya? How did this dhakara become double? Simple. Ach of u sud e upasya sud yakara upasya. Okay, sud yakara upasya u, which is ach, is followed by dhakara, which is yar. Wait, what is yar? Ha ya barat sa sha sar. So from ha ya barat till sha sha sar is a dhakara yar, meaning removing the hal ha of the first haya varat and ha of the last hal, except ha, everything, meaning hal minus ha is yar. Hal minus ha is yar. Consonant minus ha is yar. Okay, so yar, u followed by yar, dhakara, any character except ha, dhakara is there. U followed by dhakara, which is followed not by a ach. So dhakara gets doubled. Su, dhakara, dhakara, yakara. That is the idea. No, wait. Another question. Sud yakara ityatra ikara sthanikasya yakarasya sthanivad bhavena achstvad ach parakatvat katham dhakarasya dvitvam iti shankam hrudi nidhaya sasyaha sthanivad bhava prapakam sutramaha. Now there is another question. See, what is this? What is their rule? What does Anachicha say? Ach should be followed by yar, which should not be followed by an ach. Which should be followed by not ach. No, which should not be followed by ach. That is the rule. Ach followed by yar, followed by anything other than ach. That is the rule. But this rule should not be applied. Why? Because anything followed by ach other than ach, that is your question, your clause. But yakara is ach. How yakara can become ach? Because yakara is coming as a replacement for ikara through IkoYanachi. Yes, that is true. So yakara should be treated with same respect as IkoYanachi because there is a rule called Sthanivad Bhava. It is coming in the place of a vowel, therefore the consonant also should be treated as a vowel. Like in the world, whatever comes as a replacement for whatever, you have to take it as that. Meaning, you are sitting on the table for your food, your lunch, and these vegans and raw vegans, they will bring you some vegetables or some salad, some greens, grass. You want a lunch and they are feeding you with some grass. So that grass, that salad should be treated as lunch because that is the replacement for your lunch. So that is lunch. You should respect it as lunch. You like it or not doesn't matter. You understand? Okay, I'll give you another example. There is a recent controversy of Rashtrapati, Patni, etc. Let us not get into it. Simple. Rashtrapati means a president. We had a president called Ramnath Kovind, not Govind. Kovind. His name is Kovind. Ramnath Kovind. he is replaced by this lady or first lady in this case, Draupadi Murmu. Why I am calling it first lady, first person is, I'll come to that. Ramnath Kovind, a man, is replaced by a woman called Draupadi Murmu. Draupadi Murmu is our president now. Fine. What is the situation? A man, I'm using all these controversial things. A man is replaced by a woman. Okay. Now, a man is replaced by a woman. Will you be giving her less respect because she is a woman? No. The presidential post declares whoever comes to that position, that post, whoever sits in that seat should be treated with utmost respect. With utmost respect. Why is that? What does that utmost respect mean? I'll explain that. If I do something wrong, I'll be punished by the Supreme Court. If our Prime Minister does something wrong, he will also be taken to court, and the court is the authority. The Supreme Court is the authority to punish him too. Meaning, so Prime Minister is the supreme authority of a democratic country, but here even the Prime Minister is overruled by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest authority in the democratic country. Even there, if a Supreme Court ruling is there, if it is vetoed by the president, the Supreme Court ruling does not matter. If it is negated by president, it does not matter whatever ruling it may be. So the highest authority here is the president. The idea is whoever comes to that post, man, woman, educated, uneducated, illiterate, literate, whatever it may be, with special abilities, whatever. So that person should be treated as, whoever you put in that seat, that person should be treated as with utmost respect because of the seat. So here this Ikara is replaced by Yakara. Therefore, that Yakara should be given the same respect as Ikara, which means it should be treated as a vowel. And your rule says when not followed by ach, but here there is an ach. So how can this rule be applied? For that, we bring in the next sutra, Sthanivadadeshonalvidhau. It's a very complicated sutra, but it's a simple sutra. We have to understand this, that's all. Sthanivadadeshonalvidhau. Sthanivadadeshonalvidhau. Sthanivad adesho analvidhau. Three-pada sutra. Sthanivat adeshaha analvidhau. Sthanivat, it is vati pratyaya, therefore it is avyaya, indeclinable. Okay, Sthanivat. Adeshaha, Ramahavat, Radeshaha. So prasama. And analvidhau, au. E, then A, au, etc. should be treated as seventh case. I told you the shortcut. So here, seventh case. Sthanivat avyaya, adeshaha prathama, analvidhau saptami. Okay, three-pada sutra. What does this sutra say? Adeshaha sthanivat syat. Natu sthani alashraya vidhau. Adesha sthanivat syat. Adesha, the adesha means replacement. Sthani means the place of replacement. Okay, where the replacement comes. That is sthani. So adesha, the replacement should be, sthanivat means should be treated equivalent with equivalent respect to sthani, the place, the character which it replaced. The replacement should be treated equally like the replaced area, replaced character. But not, this rule does not apply to alashray vidhi. Alashray vidhi means al means any character. Al means any character. So vidhi, an action which is based on, then this sutra is a redundant sutra, because we are talking about Sabda Shastra, and Sabda Shastra is based on characters, whether it is vowel or consonant or diphthongs or whatever, we don't care, it's characters. So this sutra will be not be applied anywhere. If you think, no. Alashray vidhi means al is one character. A character, simply to give a simple meaning, a character, a rule which is based on one character, not there. Except that place, in all the other places, this function will be applicable. This is a function. This is the Atidesha Sutra. This is a special kind of sutra called Atidesha Sutra. In Kashika or in Padamanjari, etc., the other commentaries, they explain the different kinds of Atidesha. There are basically 6 kinds of Atidesha. Nimitta Atidesha, Karya Atidesha, this Atidesha, that Atidesha, etc. There are 6 types of Atidesha. Shoda Atidesha. Now, we are not getting into what are the different types of Atidesha. Simply, we are going to enter into the commentary. He says, because all this Sthani, Adesha, etc. is explained beautifully in the commentary. Bala Manorama Sthanivadadeshonalvidhau. Guru Sthanapanne Guru Putradau Sana Apatya Tad Dharma Labho Lokatah Siddha. So he is giving an example. I gave you an example. He is giving you an example. The example is this. Because this is not a rule in general in every place. You cannot say, if should I treat this person also in the same way like the other person. It's not the same rule everywhere. But here is giving a beautiful example. A guru who was teaching there, or who was in that position of guru, he gives his position to his son. Okay, he gives his position to his son. Now, the son should be treated with equal respect as you gave for that guru. Because what normally happens is, a Shankaracharya replaces another Shankaracharya, another person. He puts him as Shankaracharya and he relieves himself from that post. Then what these people say, oh, this fellow, I know, he's a small boy. I know him. I played with him. You should not put these ideas there. He has now become Acharya. Now you have to give that respect of an Acharya. Okay. A king, a person who belongs to a Kshatriya clan is qualified to become a king in olden days. Now, Chanakya destroyed this idea of a king being a Kshatriya. He brought in Chandragupta. Gupta means he is a Vaishya. He is a businessman, a peasant. So he brought him and made him a king, emperor at that. So but still, we should have no choice. There is no choice there. Whether it is a Kshatriya or a Brahmana or Vaishya, sitting in that seat should be treated as a king or emperor. That is the idea here. If a person is replaced with another person as a guru, he should be treated as the guru. This is Lokatah Prasiddha. This is logic which you see in the world. But wait. These kind of logic which you said, Gupta becoming a king, he's not a Kshatriya. So this kind of logics can be negated in the world. The world does not have any logic actually. Oh, in the Vedas also there is logic. Oh, that you say, I will accept. What is the logic in the Vedas? The logic which we already saw. Kushadisthanapanneshu sharadishu cha vaidika nyaya siddha. We saw this yaga called Abhichara Prayoga, a black magic kind of. where to destroy your enemy, you are performing this yaga. There, instead of the kusha grass as the seed, as the base for keeping the object, things, and etc., which are going to be used in the fire oblation, you replace the kusha grass with the arrows. The arrows should be given the same respect as kusha grass is given in the other places. This is the Vedika Prayoga. Okay, now I understand. Iha tu shastre swamrupam. So what is the connection between here and that sutra? Iha tu shastre swamrupam shabdasya iti vachanat sani dharmaha adesheshu na prapnuyuti. This is the reason why we had to bring the sutra. Because in this Shastra, there is sutra. Swamrupam shabdasya shabda sanya. Some people break it as Swamrupam shabdasya ashabda sanya, etc. But anyway, Swamrupam shabdasya shabda sanya. The word, whatever word you use here, whatever character is used here in this Shastra will mean only that. Swamrupam shabdasya. Swamrupam means its own form. That is what it is. It should be treated with that only with that kind of respect, not with any new gained respect. With this kind of new, the similar respect as that of the sthani will not be given to the adesha. Na prapniti tat praptyartham sthanivadadeshah ityarabhyam. To give that respect, that same respect, the sthanivadadesha is begun. This sutra is begun. What does the Sthanivat Adesha Analvidhau? What is that? What are these? Because without understanding the words, understanding the sentence is impossible. I have already explained this. So he says, Sthanam Prasanga iti yuktam. We have already said what Sthana is. Sthana means Prasanga. Okay. Yasya Sthane Anya Didiyate Tat Sthani. In whichever place something comes as a replacement, that place which is the base for replacement is a sthani. That place, that character which is the base for replacement is called as sthani. Okay, E is sthani. Yena vidhiyamanena anyat prasangam nivartate sa adesha, which comes as a replacement for something else, that is called as adesha. That which is the place for replacement is a sthani. That which comes as the replacement, removing the other, is called as adesha. Sthani adesha. What is this vat? Then he says sthanina tulyaha sthanivat tena tulyamiti vati pratyaya. Sthanina tulyam, similar to the sthani, the place which is the object which is replaced, the character which is getting replaced. Similar to that character which is getting replaced, this replacement should be treated. Similar to, where did you get the similar to idea? Bati pratyaya. Tena tulyam kriya ched vatihi. That is the sutra. Tena tulyam. Similar to that, tulya. Similar. Tena to that. Tena tulyam kriya ched. If there is activity which is similar to that, the old one, then the vati comes there. So ikara, yakara should be treated as ikara. Therefore, I add a vat. Okay. Adesha sthanina tulya bhavati. The simple idea is adesha, the replacement, should be treated similar to the sthani. Sthani dharmako bhavati iti yavat. Meaning it will have all the attributes of the sthani, all the characters of the sthani. Aliti varna paryaya. Al is a, what does al mean? Al means any character, any alphabet. Alashreya भिन्ने कार्ये कर्तव्ये इति प्रतीयमानो अर्थ. Alashreya भिन्ने कार्ये कर्तव्ये. When you have to do something which is not based on the characters, that is the idea which we gain, the general idea which we gain from the sutra. Alashreya कार्ये कर्तव्ये Vijiyate iti vidhi. I forgot that. Vijiyate iti vidhi. What is vidhi? Vijiyate, that which is coming as an injunction, means karya, effect, is vidhi. So he says, Alashriya karye kartavye sthanivata na bhavati iti phalitam. The just as if you have to base, ashriya means if you have to depend on the characters, if you have to depend on the characters, on the alphabets to do some effect, to do some active action, karya, to do some activity, then this will not function. This rule will not function. That is the idea. What does that mean? Ala shreti samanya vachanat ala vidhi ala parasya vidhi alo vidhi ala vidhischeti sarva sangraha. Ala shre vidhi, this is a general word. What does ala shre vidhi means? It can mean four different expansions. Vigraha, vigravakya of samasa. Ala vidhi, alaha vidhi, alaha, alaha parasya vidhi, alaha vidhi, alaha vidhi, and ala purvasya vidhi or ali vidhi, meaning ala vidhi tritiya, alaha parasya vidhi panchami, al is panchami, al is tritiya in ala vidhi, alaha vidhi is ala is panchami, alaha vidhi, alaha is shashti. That is why to differentiate we say alaha parasya vidhi and ala vidhi. Okay, and ali vidhi, meaning saptami. So third case, fifth case, sixth case, and seventh case. In all the four cases, al can be treated, and each one will be given a, each one will be accepted as right. All of them are accepted as right because sarva sangraha. Ala vidhi means it can either mean al can mean third case or fifth case or sixth case or seventh case. So each will be explained with example. We will see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.